Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. So a lot of things are happening in the NBA, and it's kind of weird to be honest with you with some of the signings that I'm seeing taking place here. The one that is sticking out in my mind is Rudy Gobert getting 205 for 5 years. I understand that the big man position is something that you need to value right now, with the infusion of so many bigs coming into the league. I've been talking about it for about 2 years now, and the value on bigs are going to go up as these great players who happen to be bigs continue to flourish and win in the league. Anthony Davis, Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, DeAndre Ayton, Deon, so many others. Karl Anthony Towns, Andre Drummond. It just goes on and on and on. And when you consider the fact that most winning teams have one of those players on it, it stands to reason why a guy like Rudy Gobert could demand so much from a franchise that he's been with his entire career. Now, do I believe Rudy Gobert, in the grand scheme of things, is worth 205 for 5 years? No, I don't. But I understand what these franchises are paying for. They know that the chances of them winning a championship are slim to none, regardless of the greatness of Donovan Mitchell and having Rudy Gobert in the paint. That's just not enough to overcome LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And those guys are signed on for at least another 2-3 years. And there are other teams in the Western Conference that make this conference obviously as competitive as it is, and the continuously, moving pieces that take place in the Western Conference can guarantee you maybe another 2 dynasties in the near future. Like, you can almost guarantee it with the way the West moves. So, with that being said, I don't think that Rudy Gobert is just asking for 205 because he's a great player. I think he's asking for 205 because he's coming into a situation where he believes he probably wouldn't win a championship. And that's what you forego when you go to certain organizations. You understand that their timeline for a championship is probably not the timeline you would want it to be. So they have to pay for that. And that's part of it. Even though it's not understood to be that, it's something I'm paying attention to. A lot of these lesser teams are overpaying, and that's why. So yeah, that's one thing. Also, good news for my team. We got Kyle Kuzma back for 3 years, $40 million, and I think that's a pretty damn good contract, to be honest with you. Very, very comfortable in our cap situation. On our depth chart, he fits in pretty well. Obviously, he's 6'10", he could score. He's not going to get any worse. He's still a young player. We're going to get him entering his prime, or the opportunity to trade him and get back something for him. And on the $40 million, you can get back something significant. So I like the contract. I like the signing. Has he struggled some? Sure, but not to start this season. He's actually looking pretty dang good in these preseason. So, he's an NBA champion, so you got to pay for that. And he's young. Again, he's not getting any worse, and he hasn't suffered any injuries, anything significant, knock on wood. So you would expect for his trajectory to go up. And since he's signing on for a lesser role, you got to pay him a little bit for that too. Just understanding that he's probably better utilized in a more predominant role. So, yeah, I like it. I like it. It isn't a bad thing. I would have been okay with us trading him, to be honest with you. Would have been fine with that. But I understand that we do have an older LeBron James, and we do have a young team around LeBron James. So keeping Kyle Kuzma at 6'10", 6'10", I'm tripping, with his height being as it is, and his ability to stretch the floor and put the ball on the floor and just flat out score at his best. We're gonna. It's just one more weapon. And getting him hit that number makes me feel pretty good because now we can kind of ease our mind about what is going to be required in order to keep some of the players that maybe we want to keep on our bench, particularly Taylor Horton Tucker. I'd imagine he's going to be up for an extension if he continues to play very, very well. I believe he's going to earn minutes. He'll be a starter at some point, probably before the end of the season, if health holds up. I just don't see any way you keep him off the floor. You're going to see that we're just a better team with him on the floor than guys like Wesley Matthews and KCP. As much as I like KCP and he's an NBA champion now, the young fella Taylor is going to bring some things to the table that KCP doesn't. And through that length and his consistency driving to the basket and creating for others, something that I'm also seeing him, with the potential to do. So he's a dangerous player. You could play him all over the lineup, and I just think that at some point we're going to have to pay him. So with Kuzma getting paid 40, that now puts us in a position to understand what we need to do in order to do that. Yeah. That's my mind, always thinking like a GM. There's some other signings that took place as well, but I'm kind of sleepy. Had a pretty long day at work, so I'm going to cut this one off early. But I thank you guys for watching. My name is BDF44, and I'm out.